one of the proud promises of the civilized world has always been law, order, peace, and discipline, have long formed the basis on which countries were classified as first world or third world.
People in the West are a little bit tired from the decades of peace, democracy, wealth, and freedom. It is for themselves a little bit boring.
Administrative justice in Ukraine is a sphere in which the resilience of the rule of law is tested on a daily basis.
The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka found the former executive of this country liable for breach of constitutional duties. Rule of law has been advanced in its full plenitude in Sri Lanka.
Even the highest office be subjected to constitutional scrutiny.
We are judges, we are not political actors, and our duty is to protect the rights and the law under the Constitution.
Across Europe and indeed globally, narratives questioning the legitimacy of courts have intensified. The chilling effect of this type of action against the judges is a red line not to be crossed.
In Hungary, judges are not allowed to express political views.
Why is defiance of the rule of law gaining political appeal across the world?
Rest assured that the judiciary holds the final move.
We can uphold the rule of law only to a limited extent by our judgments and opinions, but we do not have means to enforce them.
Politicians must not interfere with the substance of judicial decision, but the organization and financing of the courts is a democratic issue too.
For one, never ever give up.
We simply need an openness to listen.
Thanks to Global South Network, which allow us to believe in a better world of the rule of law.
It's a wonderful initiative.
The Global South Network opened new horizons for judicial cooperations.
Global South Network provide a platform for meaningful dialogue and cooperation, fostering efforts to build a more equitable and resilient legal landscape.
GSN Network continues to expand areas of activity, further strengthening its impact and reach.
The universal concept of justice compels us to join our efforts, and this is the forum for promoting the same goal.
Well deserved for the hectic activity you have made. I am astonished, I am amazed, I was impressed.
May I at the outset commend you, Dr. Reayat, for the immense work that you're doing in the GSN. The Global South Network is a much admired initiative.
It's commendable. South Network focuses on all disciplines and regions, creating a bridge between academia, civil society, legal community, etc.
Good afternoon, distinguished Chief Justices, Honourable Justices, esteemed colleagues and friends. I'm Dr. Nauman Reayat, Founder and Chief Convener of the Global South Network and a lecturer in law at the Leicester Law School, University of Leicester. My research interests lie in judicial independence, compliance with higher judiciary, constitutionalism, judicial populism, and digitalization of justice systems. I will be moderating this session. Thank you all those who are attending this event online. I warmly welcome you to the third North-South Judicial Dialogue organized by the Global South Network as part of our Judges Guest Lecture series. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to all the distinguished discussants who have agreed to share their insights and to all participants who are joining us online. Your engagement ensures that this session is not merely a lecture, but a truly transnational dialogue reflecting the very essence of the Global South Network. Before I proceed further, I would like to note that the bios of all participating judges have been circulated to attendees. In the interest of time, I will not go into the details of each biography, and I assume that you have all had the opportunity to read them. To maintain a safe, professional, and equitable online environment, I kindly request that audience members who are not speaking that submit any questions or comments via email. Please indicate whether you would like your contribution to be anonymous or provide your full name and affiliation. I will read these out during the question and answer session so that all voices can be heard. Honorable guests and attendees, in recent months and over the past year, judges and judicial institutions across the world have faced significant pressures. In Poland, the European Union's highest court ruled in December 2025 that the Constitutional Tribunal lacked independence due to questionable appointments. In Belgium, senior appellate judges warned a few days ago in March 2026 that organized crime was threatening judicial structures, requiring some judges to seek personal security. In El Salvador, a state of exception imposed to address gang violence has resulted in arbitrary detentions and constraints on due process, with dismissals of judges who opposed executive actions threatening judicial independence. In Zambia, Parliament adopted the Constitutional Amendment Act No. 7 of 2025, despite a prior Constitutional Court ruling declaring it unconstitutional, raising serious concerns about political overreach and marginalization of judicial authority. Clearly, whether north, south, east, or west, the wave of the backsliding of the rule of law does not discriminate. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the proud promises of the civilized world has always been law, order, peace, and discipline. These ideals have long formed the basis on which countries were classified as developed or developing, majority world or minority world, first world or third world. Yet recently, even in some countries of the civilized world, we have witnessed instances where international law is disregarded and rule by law is preferred over the rule of law. This raises profound questions about the knowledge produced globally on concepts such as peace, order, stability, and the rule of law. It reveals gaps in understanding that can only be bridged if narratives, discourses, and stories from different parts of the world are produced and exchanged on the basis of equality. Such dialogue is possible only in an open, safe, professional, interdisciplinary, and trustworthy forum where individuals from different backgrounds can share knowledge and exchange ideas about good practices. The Global South Network is precisely that forum. I established the network in March 2023, and over the past 3 to 4 years, it has become the world's only international interdisciplinary platform for judicial and academic knowledge exchange. Between May 2023 and March 2026, the network has facilitated 150 knowledge exchange activities, including 4 international hybrid conferences and 130 weekly PhD in progress panel discussion seminars across different phases, bringing together scholars and practitioners from all over the world every week on Wednesday. The network has also developed 6 geographic chapters, including South Asia, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, Africa, and Latin America, and 6 disciplinary chapters covering business, criminology, law, political science, and health, caring, and well-being. These achievements highlight the unique and transformative role of the Global South Network in facilitating judicial exchange and knowledge sharing globally. We have hosted 15 guest lectures delivered by Supreme Court judges from different countries and 2 judicial dialogues between the Global North and the Global South involving Supreme Courts from 17 countries. Today's dialogue on the backsliding of the rule of law is part of the guest lecture series. We are particularly privileged and honored to have as our guest speaker of today's dialogue the Honourable Justice Kari Kuusiniemi, President of the Supreme Administrative Court of Finland. Justice Kuusiniemi has served as President since 2018 following a long and distinguished tenure as Justice of the Court, including leadership roles as Vice President and President of Chambers. Beyond his judicial service, he has had an illustrious academic career serving as professor of law at the University of Turku, holding visiting positions abroad, including at the University of Louisville in the United States, and authoring around 20 books and over 100 scholarly articles, primarily in administrative and environmental law. Equally important, and that's my, by the way, personal experience as well, Justice Kuusiniemi is admired for his humility, responsiveness, and collegiality. Those who have had the privilege of working with him will attest to this approachable and thoughtful nature, qualities that enrich every conversation and debate. In the interest of time, I will not go into further details of his biography, which I assume all attendees have already read. It is my great privilege to hand over the online floor to our guest speaker, the Honourable Justice Kari Kuusiniemi, who will deliver his lecture on the backsliding of the rule of law. Justice Kuusiniemi, on behalf of the Global South Network, our discussants, and all attendees, we warmly welcome you. The floor is now yours.